quiet moment at the very end of your day. It's time to set aside the quests, the challenges, and the bustling world, and simply find a space of rest. Settle into your most comfortable position now, letting your body soften and sink. Take a slow, deep breath in, feeling your chest gently rise, and then release it slowly, letting all tension melt away. Again, a soft, deep breath in and a long, gentle exhale. You don't need to do anything but listen and allow yourself to drift. Tonight, we journey to a place steeped in quiet wisdom, a sanctuary of forgotten knowledge. Imagine a path winding softly upwards, perhaps along an ancient stone wall, towards a hidden tower. The air here is still, carrying only the faintest whisper of distant winds, a peaceful hush that deepens with every step. As you approach, the very stone of the tower seems to hum with untold stories, not loud or demanding, but a gentle, resonant hum of countless pages turned. The entrance is not grand, but invitingly old, a heavy wooden door, slightly ajar. A warm, golden light spills from within, casting long, peaceful shadows on the moss-kissed flagstones outside. It promises warmth and stillness, a perfect haven from the world outside. You step closer, feeling the cool, smooth stone underfoot, and peer gently into the soft glow. The scent of old parchment and dust motes dancing in the light instantly greets you, a comforting aroma of time preserved. This is the threshold to the last scholar's study, a quiet room filled with towering shelves and the soft glint of ancient bindings. The threshold to the last scholar's study opens softly, revealing a vast chamber where silence itself feels like a comfort. Towering shelves reach towards a vaulted ceiling, disappearing into shadow in the softest corners. Thousands upon thousands of books stand sentinel, their spines a tapestry of muted colors, deep browns, faded reds, and the occasional glint of gold from truly ancient bindings. A gentle, dust-mottled light filters in from an unseen source, perhaps a high window softened by centuries, casting long, peaceful shadows across the worn wooden floorboards. The air here carries the faint, comforting scent of aged parchment, dried ink, and quiet contemplation. No sound dares to intrude upon the sanctuary of knowledge, save for the almost imperceptible whisper of air currents stirring the forgotten dust motes dancing in the light. Your gaze drifts from one shelf to another, noticing the intricate patterns on some covers, the way others lean slightly, heavy with untold stories. Perhaps a small, sturdy wooden ladder, worn smooth by countless ascents, rests against a particularly high section, inviting a silent climb to higher wisdom. In the center of the room, a large, well-used wooden desk stands, laden not with clutter, but with a few carefully placed items. A thick, leather-bound tome open to a page filled with delicate script, a feather quill resting beside an inkwell, and a small, unlit lantern whose glass is clouded with the dust of ages. Everything speaks of a presence that has merely stepped away for a moment, promising a return to quiet study. The stillness of the room wraps around you, a peaceful embrace within this repository of forgotten worlds, as the soft light gently warms the ancient wood. The soft, golden light continues its gentle descent through an unseen window, painting tranquil stripes across the ancient wooden floorboards. Here, in this quiet repository, the air carries the faintest, comforting scent of old parchment and settled dust, an aroma that speaks of forgotten tales and wisdom held close for ages. You notice the dust motes, tiny specks of light, performing a slow, unhurried ballet within the illuminated beams, each a miniature star in this indoor cosmos. Your gaze drifts from the warmth of the floor to the towering bookshelves that line the walls, reaching upwards until they disappear into the soft, inviting shadows near the high ceiling. Each shelf presents a meticulously ordered world, filled with countless volumes bound in various materials: rich, dark leather, sturdy linen, and sometimes shimmering, unknown substances that seem to catch the light in a special way. Their spines hold faded titles in scripts both familiar and arcane, waiting patiently for a curious eye to rediscover the narratives held within. A particularly inviting alcove softly calls your attention, nestled comfortably between two grand sections of these literary treasures. Within this quiet nook, a sturdy, worn wooden table sits, accompanied by a single, comfortable-looking armchair pulled up close. On the table, a thick, leather-bound tome lies gently open, its pages a soft, creamy yellow under the ambient glow. It appears as though someone has just stepped away for a moment, leaving behind a faint imprint of their recent presence, an echo of quiet study lingering in the air. The gentle, almost imperceptible hum of the ancient building settles around you, a deep, resonant peace that welcomes introspection. No urgent bells or bustling footsteps disturb this sanctuary. Only the quiet whisper of history, the silent promise of knowledge, and the comforting presence of countless stories held within these walls remain. The soft light, ever present, continues its tranquil dance, inviting an even deeper stillness to descend. As the soft light continues its tranquil dance, your gaze might gently follow its path, leading you deeper into the quiet heart of this mountain library. You notice a small, arched alcove, tucked away from the main thoroughfare of shelves, a perfect sanctuary for contemplation. Within this nook, a sturdy, worn wooden table stands, its surface polished smooth by countless hands that have rested upon it across the ages. Beside it, a comfortable, high-backed chair upholstered in a deep, muted green fabric seems to invite you to settle in, promising warmth and solace. A single, ornate oil lamp, its brass gently tarnished, casts a warm, steady glow upon an open, leather-bound volume resting on the table. The pages, yellowed with time, whisper tales of forgotten lore, their delicate script almost dancing in the lamplight. You can almost feel the gentle weight of the lamp's heat, the faint, comforting scent of oil and aged parchment mingling with the ever-present aroma of old wood and dust motes. Beyond the soft circle of light, a narrow, arched window offers a glimpse of the world outside. Through its ancient, slightly wavy glass, the majestic, silent peaks of the mountains stand guard under a velvet, star-dusted sky. A lone, distant star seems to twinkle, a tiny, serene beacon in the vast darkness, reflecting the quietude within. This alcove is a world unto itself, a pocket of peace where time seems to slow, inviting you to simply be, enveloped by the serene embrace of the mountain library. Within this quiet alcove, the air itself feels ancient, carrying the faint, soothing scent of aged parchment and polished wood. A soft, amber glow emanates from a hidden lantern, tucked discreetly behind a tall stack of scrolls, casting long, gentle shadows that dance almost imperceptibly on the worn leather spines of the books around you. Each volume, a silent sentinel of stories untold, rests peacefully on its shelf, their titles sometimes too faded to read, adding to their quiet mystery. You notice the smooth, cool stone of the alcove wall at your back, a comforting presence grounding you in this peaceful space, while a soft, woven blanket draped over a nearby reading chair offers an unspoken invitation to sink deeper. Slowly, your gaze might drift from the immediate warmth of your alcove, past a heavy, carved wooden pillar, and into the wider expanse of the mountain library. Here, rows upon rows of shelves stretch into the soft distance, appearing as gentle, undulating waves of knowledge in the dim, tranquil light. Faint gleams high above hint at the lofty, arched ceiling, perhaps adorned with subtle, intricate patterns that speak of forgotten artisans and ancient craft. The grand scale of the library is softened by the pervasive calm, making even the vastness feel intimate. The only sounds are the deep, quiet breathing of the mountain itself, a soft, almost imperceptible hum that resonates through the ancient stones, a lullaby sung by time for time. No hurried footsteps disturb the profound tranquility. No rustling pages break the gentle spell. Just the deep, encompassing hush of countless stories sleeping, waiting. This vast sanctuary holds its breath, allowing you to simply float, untethered, in its serene embrace. Every corner, every shadow, holds a gentle invitation to deeper rest, deeper peace within the heart of the mountain. Soft, distant rumble, like a very faint, deep building hum. That soft, distant hum, almost imperceptible, seems to resonate from the very stone around you, a gentle lullaby from the mountain itself. It's a sound that speaks of vast, hidden depths, of ancient mechanisms at rest, perhaps even the quiet breathing of the mountain as it sleeps. As you settle deeper into this profound stillness, your gaze might drift along a soft, curving wall, noticing a subtle shift in the rock. It's not a grand doorway, but rather a naturally formed archway, framed by smoother, cooler stone, inviting you further inward. The air here carries a faint, earthy scent, mingled with something else, something dry and papery, like old parchment and forgotten herbs. Stepping through this natural arch, you find yourself in a much smaller, more intimate chamber. It feels like a hidden study, a secret alcove carved out specifically for quiet contemplation. Tall, narrow shelves, made from a dark, smooth wood, line the curved walls, not quite reaching the high, vaulted ceiling. They hold an eclectic collection of tomes, smaller and more personal than the grand volumes in the main halls. Some are bound in soft leather, worn smooth by countless hands. Others are slim scrolls tied with faded ribbons. In the center of this tranquil space, a single, low wooden table sits, its surface polished to a soft sheen. Upon it rests a single, open book, its pages illuminated by the gentle, steady glow of a luminescent moss that grows in a small crevice above. There are no flickering candles here, just this quiet, constant light, casting long, soft shadows across the floor. An empty, deeply cushioned armchair, upholstered in a rich, dark fabric, awaits beside the table, looking utterly inviting. It seems to whisper of hours spent lost in thought, in stories, in the profound quiet of this hidden mountain retreat. The air is perfectly still, the only sound the soft, almost inaudible rustle of the pages of the open book, as if a silent breeze gently turns them, revealing ancient wisdom, one phrase at a time. This alcove feels like a secret heart within the library's heart, a place where time itself slows, inviting you to simply be, to absorb the quiet energy of ages past. Faint rustle of old paper, almost like a sigh. Here in this quiet, stone-lined alcove, the air itself feels ancient, a gentle breath carrying the scent of aged parchment and cool mountain stone. The faint rustle of paper from before seems to settle into a deep, profound stillness. You notice how the soft, filtered light from an unseen opening high above casts long, peaceful shadows across stacks of ancient scrolls. These scrolls, tied with faded silk ribbons or nestled in carved wooden cases, seem to hold silent conversations with the air around them. Each one a quiet vessel of untold stories, forgotten histories, and gentle wisdom. You might imagine tracing a finger along the worn edge of a scroll, not to open it, but simply to feel the passage of time held within its fibers. The mountain library, with its vast halls and towering shelves, has led you to this most intimate of spaces, a chamber dedicated to the quiet accumulation of knowledge. There is no urgency here, no need to decipher or understand. only the gentle presence of ages patiently waiting. The very dust motes dancing in the soft light seem to move with a stately, unhurried grace, like tiny stars in a miniature cosmos. The silence is not empty, but full, rich with the echoes of countless whispered thoughts and distant scholarly pursuits. It's a silence that wraps around you like a warm, comforting blanket, inviting deep rest. The stone walls, cool to the touch, radiate a sense of enduring peace, a steadfast guardian of the treasures within. This is where the mountain's own quiet strength meets the soft wisdom of paper and ink. Soft, distant echo of a water drop, the soft, distant echo of a water drop settles into the vast stillness, a natural rhythm within these silent halls. Each alcove you pass reveals more of the library's deep, patient breath. The air, cool and fresh from the mountain stone, carries the faint, comforting scent of aged parchment and dry cedar, a fragrance that speaks of centuries of collected thought. You might notice the gentle glow filtering through a high, narrow window, illuminating motes of dust dancing in the air like tiny, slow-moving stars. This light guides you further, past towering shelves that curve gently with the natural contours of the rock, each one a silent sentinel to countless stories and forgotten histories. Perhaps you drift towards a smaller, more intimate space, a reading nook carved directly into the living rock, its entrance softened by a heavy, dark green velvet curtain. Inside, a low, smooth stone table awaits, polished by generations of quiet contemplation. A single, unlit lantern sits at its center, its glass still cool to the touch, ready to cast its warm, gentle light when needed. For now, the soft, ambient glow from the main hall is enough, reaching in to highlight the subtle veins in the stone. Here, the hum of the mountain is almost imperceptible, a deep, steady presence that cradles the stillness. It's a place designed for deep reflection, where the world outside fades into a whisper, and only the gentle murmur of ancient knowledge remains. The mountain library continues to unfold its quiet layers, inviting a deeper sense of peace with every turn, a quiet corner where wisdom sleeps. Subtle, very low hum, like distant earth, as the low hum of the mountain library settles around you. A new quiet passage reveals itself. You find yourself drifting deeper into its ancient heart, where the shelves seem to curve with the natural stone of the mountain itself. Here, the light dims slightly, filtered through stained glass panels depicting constellations and ancient symbols, casting soft, colored patterns onto the worn wooden floor. A gentle, almost imperceptible breeze whispers through the high arches, carrying the faint, comforting scent of aged parchment and dry ink. Ahead, a small, circular alcove beckons. It's carved directly into the rock face, lined with cushions of soft, dark velvet, inviting weary travelers to rest and ponder. On a small, sturdy table in the center. A single, flickering lantern casts a warm, golden pool of light, illuminating a half-open tome bound in dark leather. Its pages, brittle with age, display faded script and intricate hand-drawn maps of forgotten lands. There's a sense of timeless stillness here, as if centuries have unfolded within this very space, each breath absorbed into the wisdom held within the walls. The silence is profound, broken only by the soft, rhythmic turn of pages that you imagine being made by an unseen hand, or perhaps the gentle crackle of the lantern's wick. This alcove feels like a secret, a sanctuary within a sanctuary where the echoes of ancient knowledge come to rest. The mountain library breathes slowly around you, a guardian of stories, a haven of peace, drawing you further into its gentle embrace. Faint rustle of old paper, the gentle embrace of the mountain library, continues to draw you in, deeper into its quiet heart. You find yourself now in a smaller, more intimate chamber, a circular room carved directly into the living rock, its walls lined floor to ceiling with scrolls and ancient, leather-bound tomes. Soft, filtered moonlight, cool and silvery, streams through a narrow, arched window, illuminating motes of dust dancing in the air like tiny, silent stars. Soft, distant hoot of an owl in the center of this peaceful space rests a large, polished wooden table, scarred and smoothed by countless hands over centuries. Upon it, a single, unlit candle sits in a heavy brass holder, its wick patiently awaiting a spark, promising warmth that is yet to come. Nearby, a worn, velvet-cushioned armchair invites you to settle, its fabric soft and comforting, echoing the silent stories it has witnessed over epochs. Beside it, on a small, intricately carved stand, lies an open book, its pages filled with elegant, faded script that hints at forgotten lore, perhaps a chronicle of the mountain itself. The air here is still and cool, carrying the faint, sweet scent of aged paper, and something else, something like dried herbs or ancient, damp stone, a deep, earthy aroma. It's a scent that speaks of time passing slowly, of knowledge carefully preserved within these walls. This chamber feels like a profound secret, a quiet sanctuary where even the busiest thoughts find rest and begin to quiet. You imagine scholars centuries ago poring over these very texts, their soft whispers now absorbed by the thick stone. The mountain library holds these moments, these echoes, in its quiet breath, inviting you to simply be and to drift deeper into its profound, peaceful slumber. The profound peace of the mountain library settles around you, a soft cloak woven from forgotten tales and quiet contemplation. Here, the air itself seems to hum with a gentle stillness, as if even time has slowed its eager pace to linger among the ancient volumes. You might notice the way a sliver of moonlight, now softened by the high, narrow windows, falls across a well-worn wooden table. It illuminates the faint dust motes dancing in its beam, tiny glittering specks that rise and fall with an almost imperceptible current. Nearby, a sturdy, high-backed chair carved from dark, polished wood sits invitingly. Perhaps a scholar once rested here, lost in the pages of an illuminated manuscript, their thoughts wandering through realms of myth and wonder. Now it waits, empty and serene, a silent invitation to pause. The only sounds are the distant, almost imagined creak of old timber or the soft rustle of unseen pages turning in a gentle breeze that seems to flow through the very heart of the mountain. Beyond the table, the towering bookshelves stretch upwards, dark silhouettes against the faint glow of what must be a distant, magically lit lantern. Each shelf holds its precious cargo, rows upon rows of leather-bound secrets, forgotten histories, and whispers of magic. They stand like silent guardians, their spines hinting at countless adventures and peaceful conclusions, all tucked away for another quiet age. The library breathes, a slow, steady rhythm, encouraging you to let your own breath deepen, to soften your gaze, and to simply exist within this tranquil space. The quiet hum of the ancient mountain library continues, a soft, almost imperceptible whisper that cradles the stillness. The air, cool and fresh from the high peaks, carries the faint, comforting scent of aged parchment and polished wood. You feel the gentle rhythm of this place, an echo of centuries of collected knowledge resting peacefully on the shelves. Slowly, your gaze might drift upwards, towards a series of narrow, winding stairs that lead to a higher gallery. Each step, worn smooth by countless scholarly feet, seems to invite a quiet ascent. Reaching the top, you find not more endless rows of books, but a secluded alcove, bathed in the soft glow of a tall, arched window. This is a sanctuary within a sanctuary. A large, plush armchair, upholstered in deep forest green, faces the window, its cushions bearing the gentle imprint of long-ago readers. On a small, sturdy table beside it, a heavy, leather-bound volume lies open, its pages a creamy yellow, displaying intricate, hand-drawn maps of forgotten kingdoms and winding rivers. A single, slender quill rests beside it, as if its owner had just stepped away for a moment, perhaps to gaze out at the distant, mist-shrouded mountain peaks. The light filtering through the arched window is soft and diffused, casting long, gentle shadows across the floor. Beyond the glass, the world seems hushed, a tapestry of muted greens and soft grays, where cloud wisps slowly drift past the formidable mountain silhouettes. Here, time itself seems to slow to a crawl, measured only by the quiet turn of a page, or the silent dance of dust motes in a sunbeam. The weight of the mountains outside, vast and eternal, contributes to the deep sense of peace within these walls. letting your thoughts become as light and unburdened as the drifting clouds, the lingering warmth of the sunbeam. A golden stripe across the polished floorboards slowly drifts across the room, marking the quiet passage of time. It illuminates dust motes dancing in the still air, tiny specks of light within the vastness of this mountain sanctuary. Your gaze might gently follow its path, past towering shelves carved from dark, sturdy wood, each one a testament to the patient hands that built this place. Soft, creaking sound, very subtle here, this hushed corner of the library. The scent of old paper and aged leather is particularly comforting. A silent symphony of forgotten tales and ancient wisdom. Rows upon rows of bindings, some smooth and well-preserved, others worn soft by generations of curious hands, stand sentinel. You might notice a particularly intricate spine, perhaps embossed with a symbol of the mountain, peaks themselves, or a stylized star chart. The colors of the books, muted reds, deep greens, and earthen browns, blend into a tapestry of quiet history. The silence here isn't empty, but full. It's woven with the soft whisper of turning pages from elsewhere in the vast chamber, or the faint, almost imperceptible creak of a distant beam settling deeper into its ancient supports. These are the sounds of a living, breathing place, but one that breathes very, very slowly, in harmony with the vast, patient mountains outside. A gentle, cool breath of air might stir faintly, hinting at the high altitude, yet never disturbing the serene order within. Perhaps your eyes settle on a grand, intricately carved wooden globe resting on a low pedestal in a nearby alcove. Its surface is aged, the oceans faded to soft blues and greens, the continents etched with names of lands long forgotten or reimagined. It spins with a barely audible hum, if gently touched, a silent invitation to journeys that exist only in stories and dreams. The soft light catching its surface paints a serene picture, reflecting the enduring peace of this hallowed space. Everything here feels settled, holding its place in a timeless quiet, inviting you to simply be. The enduring peace of this hallowed space truly invites one to simply be, allowing the quiet to settle deep within. As you gently rest, your gaze might drift from the soft glow of the luminous parchment, perhaps to a nearby alcove, subtly illuminated by the same soft, ethereal light, filtering through unseen openings high above. Here, nestled on a small, unadorned stone plinth, rests a solitary object. It is a thick, leather-bound ledger, its covers worn smooth by untold centuries, yet its pages seem remarkably preserved. No dust seems to cling to its surface, as if the very air within the sanctuary guards its integrity. The leather, a deep, muted crimson, shows hints of darker, almost black, impressions where countless ancient hands have held it fast over the ages. A single, intricately carved clasp, fashioned from an aged, dark wood, holds its secrets firmly shut. It's not locked, not truly, but rather held in a state of quiet repose, a silent promise of stories untold and agreements long settled. There are no grand embellishments upon its surface, no sparkling gems or golden filigree that would draw an eager eye. Just the stark, honest beauty of an object crafted for enduring purpose, now left to patiently witness the slow passage of time. The soft light catches the subtle variations in the worn leather, revealing patterns like ancient, faded maps or silent, flowing currents. One can almost feel the collective weight of its history, the many agreements and promises, the names and places, the quiet terms that might be contained within its careful, venerable bindings. It sits there, a silent guardian of forgotten terms, a testament to pacts made long, long ago, now resting peacefully in the soft, ambient glow of this undisturbed sanctuary. Its presence only deepens the sense of timeless calm. The soft, ambient glow from the ancient tome ripples gently across the smooth, polished stone of the sanctuary walls. Each ripple seems to carry with it whispers of forgotten ages, not as sounds you hear, but as feelings that settle deep within the air. The chamber itself feels vast, yet intimately protective, its high arched ceilings seeming to hold the very concept of peace in their embrace. Delicate dust motes dance in the light, like tiny, slow-moving stars suspended in the still, warm air, a silent ballet within this timeless space. Further within the sanctuary's embrace, the light from the tome reveals subtle details in the architecture. Pillars, thick and ancient, rise from the floor, their surfaces worn smooth by eons, not by touch, but by the slow, imperceptible currents of time. They are carved with motifs, so old their meanings are now part of the very rock itself, symbols of guardianship and deep repose. On one such pillar, a small niche holds a single, intricately carved wooden box, its surface smoothed by countless centuries, holding secrets that are no longer urgent, merely preserved. It is not open, nor does it need to be. Its value lies simply in its quiet presence, a silent guardian of whatever it contains. The air here is cool, but not cold, carrying a faint, earthy scent mixed with the almost imperceptible fragrance of old paper and something else, something mineral and clean, like the breath of the deep earth itself. The weight of time here is not heavy, but comforting, like a soft, invisible blanket woven from the fabric of history. It reminds one that all things eventually find their stillness, their own quiet place to rest, much like the great contract itself, at the heart of this enduring peace. The glow from its pages seems to pulse with a gentle, rhythmic breath, a silent heartbeat in the deep quiet of this ancient haven. The contract, still open on its ancient stand, breathes with that soft, internal light. It is not a harsh glow, but a warm, steady radiance that seems to soothe the very air around it. Each pulse of light is slow deliberate, like a heart beating in tranquil slumber, assuring all is well within these hallowed walls. The parchment, aged and rich with history, absorbs and reflects this light, making its faded script appear to ripple with hidden energy. Around it, the sturdy wooden lectern holds steadfast, its surface smooth from centuries of gentle touch, yet deeply grooved with the passage of time. Dust motes, tiny specks of forgotten moments, dance lazily in the contract's soft luminescence, swirling in slow, unhurried eddies. They are like miniature stars in a miniature cosmos, undisturbed and content in their gentle ballet. Beyond the lectern, the towering shelves stretch into the quiet dimness, their wooden spines holding countless other volumes. Though unseen in their entirety, their presence is a reassuring weight, a silent testament to the vast ocean of knowledge carefully preserved here. The air is still, carrying only the faintest scent of old paper and polished wood, a scent that whispers of patience and enduring wisdom. The entire alcove feels embraced by a gentle hush, a sacred space where the very fabric of peace has been woven and recorded. A soft, almost imperceptible breeze might stir a single, forgotten leaf from a nearby potted plant, letting it drift silently to the floor, undisturbed. Or perhaps it's just the settling of the ancient building, a sigh of content stability. This quiet corner, with its glowing focal point, feels like a safe harbor for thoughts, a place where time slows to a gentle crawl, inviting you to simply rest and absorb the deep, resonant calm that emanates from every surface. The contract continues its gentle, rhythmic pulse, a beacon of stillness in the endless flow of existence. The gentle, rhythmic pulse of the contract continues, a soft, unwavering beacon in the profound stillness of the chamber. Its light, no longer just a simple glow, now seems to subtly shift, casting longer, softer shadows that dance imperceptibly across the time-worn, chiseled walls. These are not shadows of fear, but of peace, like the slow, deliberate breath of a slumbering, ancient guardian. Distant, low hum as you simply observe. Perhaps, without even fully realizing it, your focus drifts from the contract itself to the way its luminous presence shapes the space around it. A faint, almost imperceptible warmth begins to spread, not a heat, but a comforting presence that settles on the air, touching the quiet corners of the room. It's as if the ancient energies held within the contract are gently embracing the very fabric of this quiet sanctuary, a silent blessing upon all it touches. You might notice a subtle shimmer in the air, a kind of visible tranquility that hangs just beyond your reach. It's the air itself, imbued with the deep peace that the contract radiates. The heavy, carved stone door, which guards this chamber, appears softened in this light, its intricate patterns less stark, more inviting. The solid, unchanging stone floor beneath seems to absorb this calm, holding it within its cool, smooth surface. reflecting the soft glow like still water. Every dust mote that drifts lazily through the light seems to tell a story of ages, yet without urgency or demand, simply passing by in the serene glow. The silence here is profound, occasionally punctuated by the softest whisper of currents of air moving through unseen vents, carrying with them the faint, clean scent of old stone and something faintly earthy, like untouched soil after a gentle rain. This is a place where time itself seems to slow, where the hurried pace of the world outside simply dissolves. The contract, with its steady, internal rhythm, becomes a soft anchor for your thoughts, inviting you deeper into this peaceful repose. Its quiet power, a gentle lullaby. The quiet power of the contract now fills the space around you, a gentle lullaby weaving through the silence. This isn't a sound you hear with your ears, but a soft resonance felt deep within, a warmth that settles over your weary mind. The world outside simply dissolves, leaving only this serene, contained moment. As your gaze softly rests upon it, the contract seems to breathe with a faint inner light. It's not a bright, startling glow, but a subtle pulsation like the heart of a long-dormant star, casting gentle amber hues across the quiet chamber. Dust motes, undisturbed for ages, slowly dance in these faint rays, each tiny particle catching a glint of the ancient warmth. Soft, almost imperceptible hum this chamber, once perhaps bustling with scholars or guardians, is now a haven of stillness. The air is cool and clean, carrying only the faintest scent of old parchment and polished stone. The contract itself rests upon a low, ornate pedestal, carved from a dark, smooth wood that seems to absorb the soft light, making the glow from the parchment even more pronounced. Around the pedestal, the polished stone floor reflects a diffused, gentle sheen. Its surface, you observe, is not just paper, but a fine, almost translucent material, etched with symbols that seem to shift and realign in the quiet light, never quite revealing their full meaning, but always hinting at profound, settled truth. You feel no need to decipher them, only to witness their peaceful presence. The gentle hum from the contract seems to invite a deeper calm, each soft pulse a whispered reassurance. It asks nothing of you, only to be observed, to be a quiet companion in the deep stillness, guiding your thoughts toward an even more profound rest. As the ancient chamber holds its breath with you, the ancient chamber holds its breath with you, a quiet guardian of countless untold stories. In this profound stillness, your attention might gently drift toward a soft glow emanating from a distant corner of the vast mountain library. It's not a bright, urgent light, but rather a subdued, warm luminescence, perhaps from a single, forgotten lantern, or a magical orb placed long ago to chase away the deepest shadows. Slowly, imperceptibly, the scene shifts, drawing you closer to this inviting radiance. You find yourself near a small, worn wooden table, tucked away in an alcove lined with shelves of leather-bound tomes. The wood of the table is smooth from centuries of touch, its surface etched with faint, unreadable symbols, like whispers of past scholars. On the table, nestled among a few open scrolls with faded maps and star charts, rests a small, glowing crystal, pulsing with a gentle, rhythmic light. It casts soft, dancing shadows on the surrounding books, illuminating their ancient spines and the fine dust that has settled over centuries. Each book, a silent sentinel, holds its own universe within its pages. The air here is still and cool, carrying the faint scent of old paper and dry leaves, a comforting perfume of time itself. This crystal, a silent beacon, seems to hum with ancient knowledge, inviting a quiet contemplation, a gentle journey into the heart of the library's deepest secrets. Its warm, steady light comforts, its soft pulse soothes, and its quiet presence deepens the calm of this timeless space, preparing you for an even deeper, more tranquil rest. You can almost feel the gentle hum of forgotten magic permeating the very stones of the mountain, a lullaby woven from knowledge and peace, the gentle hum of forgotten magic permeating the very stones of the mountain, a lullaby woven from knowledge and peace, now wraps around you like the softest of blankets. The last embers in the grand hearth of the mountain library glow with a deep, ruby warmth, casting long, dancing shadows across the towering bookshelves. Each shadow is a silent sentinel, guarding the quiet wisdom held within these ancient walls. The air here is still, infused with the scent of old parchment and the faint, sweet perfume of mountain stone. You can feel the vastness of the library, not as an overwhelming space, but as a comforting presence. The quiet creak of wood, perhaps a shifting beam settling deeper into its centuries-old rest, is the only sound that dares to break the profound silence. Even that sound is a gentle invitation to stillness. The light from the high, arched windows has softened to a deep twilight blue, blending seamlessly with the last flickers from the hearth. Dust motes, tiny specks of ancient starlight, seem to hang suspended in the air, performing a slow, silent waltz. You are at the heart of this quiet, hallowed space, a sanctuary of stories and forgotten lore, where time itself seems to slow its relentless march, allowing for true, deep rest. Allow your breath to deepen and slow, matching the unhurried rhythm of this ancient place. The mountain watches over you, the library cradles you, and the wisdom of ages whispers a promise of profound peace. All is well, all is quiet, and this tranquil space holds you safe. Let your thoughts drift away, like the last wisps of smoke curling from the hearth, disappearing into the vast, calm expanse. You are home in this haven of dreams, and you can now surrender to the soft embrace of sleep.